In this video lesson, I'm going to use this page to complete KGJ on IXL. You don't need to draw the rectangle. I need to trace and whisper the formula, and I need to write each number where it goes according to the formula. So, I'm still calculating perimeter of a rectangle, but I'm going to use a different version of the formula. I'm going to write it a different way. The perimeter of a rectangle can be written in 3 different versions. Perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by 2 of the heights plus 2 of the widths, or perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by 2 times the height plus the width. And of course, the version I've been practicing a lot in 3rd and 4th grade, perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. So every time, that's what I'm doing, is adding up the height and width of every side. Here, I write out each height separately, and here I write both heights together. Okay, so I have 2 heights versus height plus height. And here, I'm going to add, I'm saying, hey, I'm going to add the height and the width, and then I'm going to multiply that by 2. So I'm still getting both of the heights. I know that it looks different, but don't be fooled. And we're going to practice using this version, 2 times the height and the width, because we need to get used to it so that we're ready in the 5th grade. Okay? Perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. You're going to add the height and the width and then double it. What is the perimeter of the square? So 2 times the height, since the square, the height is 8 meters and the width is 8 meters. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 times 2 is 32 meters. What is the perimeter of this rectangle? Perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. Add up the height and width, then double it. The height is 7 feet, and the width is 4 feet. 7 plus 4 is 11. Oh, 2 times 11. I actually know my 11, so it's 2 times 11. And I'm just going to write 22 feet. The perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. So I'm going to add up the height and the width and then double it. The height is 6 inches, plus the width is 4 inches. 6 plus 4 is 10. 10 times 2 is 20. So that's 20 inches. The perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. So, I'm going to add up the height and the width and then double it. That is 8 inches high and 3 inches wide. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 times 2, I already know, is 22. The perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. So I'm going to add up the height and the width and then double it. That's why I'll multiply by 2. Oh, I need to go on to the next question. That is 44 yards plus 19 yards. And I'm going to double that. 44 plus 19. Okay, remember you're going to add and then double. You're going to add them. So 44 plus 19 comes first. 44 plus 19, it's 13, 50, 63. And then double that. 63 times 2, 126. Okay, and then we're going to look at what to do if we've made a mistake. 126 yards. The perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. So I'm going to add up the height and the width and then double it. That's why I will multiply by 2. The height of this rectangle is 20 meters and the width of this rectangle is 35 meters. And then I need to double that. 25 plus 35, 20 plus 35. So let's say I do 20 plus 35 and I get 55, and I need to do 55 times 2. And let's suppose I make a mistake and I say that it is, oh, that's not a mistake, 110 meters. I'll make a mistake in the next one. Okay, mistake. Let's model a mistake. Oh, this is a good one. The perimeter of a rectangle is calculated by adding up the height and width of every side. So I'm going to make a mistake, but I'm not going to announce it yet. I won't tell you what the mistake that I'm going to make is. I want you to pause the video and find it. So I need to do my side calculations. Okay. Oh no, I made a mistake. So pause the video now, and then we'll go through it together. Hold on, let me make sure that is in frame. So pause the video now, and try to find the mistake. Alright, welcome back. Did you find it? Let's see. Got it wrong? Use the solve. View it twice, write what's nice, then move along. So, I'm going to start at the top. Did I copy my formula correctly? Yes, I can look at the top of the page and see that my formula is correct. 35 inches is my height. Is that correct? Yes. 26 inches is my width. Is that correct? Yes. 35 plus 26. 5 plus 6 is 11. Ah, so this should have been a 1. Is that the only mistake that I made? So 61 times 2 will be 122. So there it is. This was an addition error. And to make a note of my addition error, okay, plus sign and circle it, and then the word error.